My child, listen to me closely tonight. I am calling you into a moment that will not come again. I am pulling you out of the noise of your day, out of the heaviness of your thoughts, out of the tiredness wrapping around your body, because there is something moving in the unseen that you must not miss. You may feel sleep tugging at your eyes, but I need you awake. I need your heart awake. I need your spirit awake. For this night is not like the others you have lived through. The air around you carries a weight you do not yet understand, and something sacred is unfolding as you hear these words. You might wonder why I am asking you this. Why tonight? Why such urgency? Why such seriousness? Why must you fight sleep when your body wants to rest? My child, because tonight carries a turning point. Tonight holds a shift that only the watchful will feel. If you close your eyes now, the moment will pass by you like a whisper in the wind, and you will wake up tomorrow not knowing what you missed. And I cannot allow that. Not for you. Not after everything you have walked through. Not after the long seasons you've endured with quiet pain and unspoken tears. So stay awake. Stay with me. Let your heart be still but alert. Let your spirit lean forward. Something is about to be revealed, something long hidden, something long waited, something that needs to be released. Tonight, I am moving with a power that does not bring fear to you, but brings fear to the things that have tormented you. I am not coming to punish you, my child. I am coming to punish the grief that has been choking your joy. I am coming to punish the sorrow that has pressed on your chest day after day. I am coming to punish the sadness that has whispered lies into your mind. Tonight, I am confronting the darkness that has tried to bury you. I am here to deal with the heaviness that has lived inside you for too long. The heaviness that you have learned to carry quietly. The heaviness you never show others. The heaviness you pretend does not exist. I have watched it tighten around your heart like rope. I have watched it dim the light in your eyes. I have watched it steal your laughter and silence your hope. And tonight, I am not asking permission from the grief. I am removing it. I am breaking its authority. I am stripping its power. I am calling out every shadow that has been feeding on your emotions. Every wound that has stayed unhealed. Every memory that still hurts when you're alone. Every weight you've kept hidden behind your smile. You may not realize how deeply this grief has rooted itself inside you. You think you've learned to manage it, but I see how it creeps into your thoughts when no one is around. I see how it steals your sleep, your energy, your peace. I see how it closes your heart every time you try to move forward. My child, grief has been living in spaces meant only for my peace. And tonight, that ends. Tonight, I am pouring light into places you stopped looking at. I am touching the corners of your heart that even you forgot existed. I am awakening what sorrow numbed. I am breathing life into what felt dead. Stay awake. Stay with me. Don't drift away now. You are standing at the very edge of something sacred. A healing that has been waiting for years to begin. A restoration you thought would never come. A release that will feel like a breath you forgot how to take. I am not asking you to be strong. I am not asking you to pretend everything is okay. I am asking you to let me work. I am asking you to let me step into the places you've kept locked. You ask, but what will happen if I let go? What will I become without this weight I've carried so long? My child, you will become yourself again. You will become who I formed you to be before the world wounded you. Before heartbreak shaped your choices. Before disappointment stole your trust. Before people's words carved scars inside you. Tonight, I am lifting the heaviness. Tonight, I am burning away the sorrow. Tonight, I am uprooting the grief. And as I do, a new space inside you is opening, space for peace, for joy, for light, for strength, for clarity, for freedom. You have carried pain for so long that you've forgotten what it feels like to breathe without pressure, to think without fear, to wake without dread. Tonight, you will feel the difference. You may feel something shifting even now. A warm stirring. A light pressure in your chest. A softness in your breathing. That is my work beginning. That is the first crack in the darkness. That is the first sign of a new dawn rising inside you. Tonight, my child, your healing begins, not slowly, not quietly, but powerfully. I will not let grief rule you anymore. And this is only the beginning. My child, stay with me. Don't drift, don't distance yourself, don't let your mind wander into old fears. Tonight is not the night to run from what you feel. Tonight is the night to face what has followed you for so long. I am still here, right beside you, speaking into the deepest layers of your heart. What I began moments ago is still unfolding, still expanding, still breaking through. You may not fully understand what is happening inside you right now, but trust me, something holy is moving. Something you prayed for in silence. Something your soul cried out for on nights you told no one about. The weight you carried for years has become so familiar that you don't even recognize it as pain anymore. You call it habit. You call it personality. You call it just the way life is. But I see the truth behind those quiet moments. I see the silent battles you fight when the world falls asleep. I see the thoughts that come rushing in when you're alone. I see the heaviness that settles on your chest before you even get out of bed. And I see the strength it took you to keep going, even when you didn't feel like you had anything left. But tonight, you don't have to carry that strength alone. Tonight, I am giving you rest that goes deeper than sleep. A rest that reaches your spirit, not just your body. A rest that heals, not just pauses. I know you've been tired, not tired in the way others see, but tired in the way that only you and I know. The kind of tired that lives inside your bones. The kind of tired that hides behind your smile. The kind of tired you push through because there was no one who truly understood. I understand. And that is why I asked you to stay awake. Because this moment is not about exhaustion, it's about exchange. You are giving me the weight, and I am giving you lightness. You are giving me the tears, and I am giving you clarity. You are giving me the memories that hurt, and I am giving you new memories waiting to bloom. You are giving me the broken pieces, and I am giving you a whole heart again. My child, look within yourself for a moment. Not with fear, but with honesty. Do you feel that trembling sensation? That warm tightness that feels like something is loosening? That sudden urge to breathe deeply? That is not emotion. That is not imagination. That is my hand touching the wounds you tried to hide from even me. Tonight, I am reaching into the oldest parts of your pain, the ones you buried because remembering them hurt too much. I am touching the places where your trust was broken. The places where you were abandoned. The places where someone's words shaped your worth in the wrong way. The places where promises were broken and dreams were crushed. I am not touching these places to hurt you. I am touching them to remove what has poisoned your heart for so long. I am pulling out the roots of sadness, roots you didn't even know went so deep. Roots that wrapped themselves around your confidence, your vision, your courage, your love. Tonight, I am untangling them one by one. Every moment you stay awake with me, more of that darkness is losing its grip. And you may feel emotions rising inside, memories, thoughts, sudden heaviness, or sudden relief. Let it rise. Do not fear it. This is the breaking of chains. This is the loosening of the shadow. This is the releasing of what you carried quietly for far too long. Because tonight is not just about healing. Tonight is about reclaiming. Reclaiming the parts of you that sorrow stole. Reclaiming the joy you stopped expecting. Reclaiming the laughter you forgot how to feel. Reclaiming the dreams you buried because you didn't believe they were still possible. Reclaiming the strength you kept giving away to people who did not deserve it. Reclaiming the hope you lost when life hit you harder than you expected. Reclaiming the identity you abandoned to survive. My child, grief has convinced you that you are weaker than you truly are. That you are smaller than I made you. That you are forgotten, overlooked, unseen. But tonight, I am exposing those lies. Tonight, I am pulling back the curtain on the truth you have forgotten. You are stronger than the storms that tried to drown you. You are deeper than the wounds that scarred you. You are brighter than the shadows that pressed against you. You are worth more than the pain you endured quietly. You think grief is just sadness. But grief has been speaking to you. Whispering. Shaping your thoughts. Influencing your decisions. Interrupting your joy. And I have watched it try to take moments from your future that belong to me. That is why this night had to come. That is why I called you to stay awake. Because grief has been stealing from you in ways you didn't even realize. And tonight, I am taking it all back. My light is entering deeper now. You may feel warmth. You may feel pressure. You may feel a strange stillness. This is not your imagination. This is me pushing out what never belonged in your heart. This is me clearing the space that sorrow occupied. This is me preparing room for what comes next, because what I am giving you after this will need space to grow. My child, don't step away. Don't let your thoughts drift. Don't let your mind start to wander. I need you fully here, fully open, fully present. Because what I am about to reveal next is the reason tonight is so important. You have waited years for this moment, years without even knowing you were waiting. My child, stay right here with me. Your heart is in a fragile but sacred place right now. You may not even realize how much has already shifted within you. Something that lived inside you for so long is weakening, losing its authority, losing its place in your life. The grief that once felt like a permanent resident is slowly being pushed out. The sadness that sat on your shoulders every morning is loosening its grip. And the heaviness that used to suffocate your joy is trembling under the weight of my presence. I know you feel something changing inside you, maybe a pressure in your chest, maybe a warmth rolling through your body, maybe a strange sense of calm you haven't felt in years. Do not be afraid of this. This is what healing feels like when it begins. Not loud. Not dramatic. But quiet, deep, and unstoppable. Like water soaking into dry ground. Like dawn breaking after a night that felt endless. Like breath returning to lungs that forgot how to breathe freely. My child, look gently inside yourself right now. Do you notice how your thoughts feel lighter? How your mind seems clearer? How your heart is not carrying the same weight it carried yesterday? That is my work. That is your healing. That is the beginning of a transformation I have been preparing for you long before tonight even began. You see, sorrow convinced you that this was your normal. That living with emotional weight was simply part of who you are. That the dull ache inside your chest was permanent. That your smiles had to be forced. That your laughter had to be hollow. That peace was something other people found but not you. But tonight, I am rewriting that story. Tonight, I am breaking the belief that pain is your identity. Tonight, I am telling grief to step aside because it no longer has the right to call your heart its home. You are not built to live with constant heaviness. You were not created to survive life, you were created to live it fully. To breathe without pressure. To wake without fear. To move without the weight of old wounds holding you down. And I am restoring that original design inside you right now. But my child, there is something important you must understand, something I need you fully awake for. Grief did not only enter your heart, it shaped your choices. It shaped how you loved. It shaped how you trusted. It shaped how you saw yourself. It shaped how you walked into new seasons. It shaped how you reacted to new opportunities. Pain did not just hurt you, it trained you. And it trained you to expect disappointment. To expect loss. To expect betrayal. To expect things to go wrong. And this expectation has followed you like a shadow. So tonight, I am not just removing grief. I am undoing its effects. I am erasing the lies it taught you. I am breaking the patterns it built into you. I am unlearning the heaviness that has dictated your emotions. This is why the moment is so powerful. This is why I asked you to stay awake. Healing is not just the absence of pain, it is the restoration of identity. My child, the version of you that grief created is not the version I designed. I am bringing back the you that trauma buried. The you that sorrow dimmed. The you that disappointment silenced. The you that heartbreak tried to erase. I am awakening your true self, the one who believes again, who hopes again, who trusts again, who loves again, who dreams again. This is why you feel a strange stirring inside you right now. A sense of something rising, something awakening, something stretching after a long sleep. That is your soul coming alive again. That is your heart finding its rhythm again. That is your spirit taking its first deep breath in a long time. This is not an emotional moment. This is a spiritual rebirth. But listen closely, my child, something else is happening tonight. Something that is not just about release, but about preparation. As grief leaves, space opens inside you. Space that has been locked for years. Space that has been filled with sorrow for so long that you forgot what it felt like to be emotionally free. But this space is not meant to stay empty. I am preparing it for something new. Something beautiful. Something powerful. Something that will not just heal you, but transform the entire direction of your life. You see, blessings cannot grow in a heart filled with heaviness. Peace cannot settle in a soul that is crowded with old wounds. Joy cannot bloom where grief has rooted itself. And that is why this moment is necessary. I cannot place new things into old soil. I cannot pour new wine into cracked vessels. Before I release what I have planned for you, I must heal what has been broken in you. This is why you have felt delays. This is why you have waited longer than you thought you would. This is why doors opened slowly. This is why progress felt small. Not because you were forgotten. Not because you were unworthy. Not because you were unlucky. But because your heart carried pain that would have crushed the gifts I wanted to give you. But tonight, that is changing. Tonight, you are being prepared for a new season that is bigger than anything you've stepped into before. A season where clarity flows naturally. A season where your decisions come from a healed place, not a hurting one. A season where your relationships are healthier, your voice is stronger, your dreams are clearer. Do you feel that growing sense of hope? That quiet whisper inside telling you that something good is coming? That is not imagination. That is me positioning you for what's next. And my child, what's next is beautiful. Stay awake. Stay open. Stay close. My child, You've stayed with me through the wait, through the stirring, through the deep places inside you that you rarely open. And now we stand at the moment everything begins to shift. Not tomorrow, not someday in the future, tonight. Right now. With every breath you take, grief is losing its voice. Sadness is losing its authority. The heaviness that once shaped your days is fading like smoke in the wind. Something new is rising in its place, something stronger than every sorrow you've lived through. I need you to hear me with your whole heart. You are not the same person you were when this night began. Something broke off of you quietly. Something loosened from your spirit. Something finally let go. That tightening in your chest. It's gone. That silent pressure behind your thoughts. It's lifting. That inner weight that always whispered, "You're tired," even when you rested. It's dissolving. You may not fully understand it yet, but you will feel the difference tomorrow when you wake up lighter than you've felt in years. My child, you are stepping out of a season of carrying emotional burdens into a season of carrying blessings. You are stepping out of the grip of sorrow into the embrace of peace. You are stepping out of a cycle of heaviness into a cycle of restoration. The heart that once broke under pressure will now bloom under my presence. The mind that once replayed pain will now receive clarity. The spirit that once felt out of breath will now feel strength filling every part of it. But listen carefully, because this part is the revelation you waited for tonight. When grief leaves, I do not leave you empty. I do not leave you hollow. I do not leave spaces inside you unfilled. Every area sorrow once occupied is being filled with something divine, something fresh, something powerful. Where grief lived, I am placing peace. Where sadness hid, I am placing joy. Where disappointment slept, I am placing hope. Where fear whispered, I am placing courage. Where heartbreak echoed, I am placing love. Where confusion clouded you, I am placing clarity. Where heaviness sat, I am placing strength. This is the great exchange of tonight. This is the reason I needed you awake. This is why I called you with urgency. This is why I told you not to close your eyes. Because tonight is not a night of punishment for you, tonight is a night of release, of renewal, of rebirth. You may feel a strange stillness now. A quiet settling inside you. That is the moment the old season ends. That is the moment the new season begins. The storm that lived inside you is calming. The darkness that followed you is fading. The inner battles you fought alone are losing their power. You have stepped into a moment heaven has been preparing for so long. My child, do you feel that peace? It's soft but real. Gentle but strong. Light but deep. That peace is not temporary. It is not fragile. It is not something that will disappear when the night ends. It is the foundation for the season you are walking into. A season where you will wake without the weight you're used to carrying. A season where your emotions will not control you, but flow in harmony with your healing. A season where your future will not be guided by fear, but by clarity and boldness. You see, grief didn't just hurt you, it slowed you down. It made you question yourself. It made you hesitate. It made you doubt your worth. But all of that stops tonight. I am lifting your head, straightening your posture, strengthening your steps. The days ahead will not look like the days behind. Your path is changing. Your spirit is changing. Your story is changing. Now listen to what I'm about to tell you, because this is the core of tonight's entire message. Everything you've been working on quietly. Everything you've been improving about yourself. Every step of growth you took even when no one noticed. Every small decision to become better. Every effort you made while carrying emotional weight. I saw all of it. Not one moment was wasted. Not one act was ignored. Not one silent struggle went unseen. And now, because your heart is being healed, because the grief is breaking off, because the old heaviness is being removed, the seeds you planted are finally ready to bloom. My child, a season of transformation is upon you. A season where the work you put in will start showing. A season where your inner healing will produce outer blessings. A season where clarity will guide you toward what you were always meant to build. A season where your confidence will return. A season where your voice will strengthen. A season where your dreams will breathe again. Do you feel that growing warmth inside? That gentle pressure in your spirit? That rising energy? That's your heart being restored. That's your spirit standing taller. That's your identity returning to its rightful place. Tonight, you walked out of grief, and now you are stepping into growth, into breakthrough, into new beginnings. My child, let me tell you this clearly as this message reaches its end, your life will not look the same after tonight. Not because of emotion. Not because of inspiration. But because something spiritual was broken, and something divine was awakened. You will notice the shift. You will feel the peace. You will see the changes. You will walk differently. You will think differently. You will expect differently. You will choose differently. And the world around you will notice a glow they can't explain. This night was not a warning for you. This night was a healing. A cleansing. A transition. A breakthrough. A divine exchange. You stayed awake, my child. And because you did, grief has been punished. Sadness has been removed. And your heart is free. Now breathe. Breathe deeply. Let the new season settle inside you. This is the dawn of a healed heart. This is the birth of a stronger you. This is the moment heaven releases what belongs to you next. My child, if this message touched your heart, let your light spread by sharing it with someone who needs healing tonight. Write your amen in the comments to seal this moment in faith. Like this video so more hearts can receive the same breakthrough you received. And if you feel led to support this divine work, tap the super thanks of $50 as a seed of faith for your new season. Subscribe and stay connected, because greater healing and greater blessings are coming your way. My child, walk in peace, your transformation has already begun.